Angels, it's Hailey Reese and welcome back to my YouTube channel. I am so excited that you are here and I hope that you are having an absolutely beautiful, magical, fantastic, all the good things, morning, afternoon, or night, whatever it should be for you when this video finally reaches you. I am so excited that you've either stumbled upon or clicked on this video because I recently had a fascinating spiritual experience connecting to the other side, and more specifically my grandma. And not only is it such an interesting story, but it's also really cool how I was able to contact her and bring her forward to have a meaningful conversation that I fully remember. And I want to share it with you guys for those of you who may also be spiritual and may be longing to communicate with someone on the other side, or even your angels or anything of the sorts. So this video is definitely one I am so excited to make, and I really hope that you guys enjoy hearing about this just as much as I enjoy sharing it with you. And if you hear barking, my dog is barking downstairs. Little bugger. All right, let's get into this story. So if you're new to my channel, or maybe you just happen to see this video and click on it and you have no idea anything about me or my past or my family, my grandma was a huge part of my life, and she passed away a year ago next month, which is crazy to me. Time is flying and going slow all at once. But my grams was hands down like the most magical person I have ever met. She embodied, I feel, what it means to be magical in a human experience. She was super spiritual, knowledgeable, and just believed that there was so much more to life than just simply existing. She instilled all of these beliefs into me, which later was the foundation of starting up my topics on my YouTube channel, which I think is so cool. But I had multiple conversations with her, like all throughout my childhood, about if one of us should pass, like whoever passes first, we need to communicate with one another and let each other know that we're okay, and just really give each other those signs. Because all growing up, I had read so many of my grandmother's books that she'd had and had accumulated on like how you can communicate with your angels, how to communicate with your spirit guides, how to communicate with your deceased loved ones safely, and just like magical books. So I always knew that the day that she passed, I would have like even more insight into the other side, because I just knew that she was going to communicate with me. And like, oh boy, has she communicated with me. Not only me, but Lana, you guys know, my medium and friend, and just like endless signs, endless communications. Like, it's actually been so incredible to see. But one of the ways that I've really spoken to her was through my dreams. Now, I know that there are skeptics who are going to say that we can create our own dreams, or our subconscious can, and it's like a way of healing. Our brains are making it up, XYZ, and I totally can understand that. But for me, dreaming has always been my like way in, like not my only way in, but a big way in to getting signs for my life, to communicating with my spirit guides, and to just really connect to the other side. So it wasn't a shocker to me, and I've told you guys some experiences in previous videos that my grandma has been coming to me in my dreams. But one thing about me that I've mentioned before is I am a very, very vivid dreamer. When I dream, I can control my dreams. I know when I'm dreaming most of the time. It's very rare that I don't know when I'm dreaming, and I always wake up remembering my dreams. I see, like, my dreams are like real life. They're so real that sometimes, even though I often know I'm in a dream, I can't even distinguish it. Like, I feel pain, I see all the things. Okay, I'm rambling now. But my point in saying this is, many times when my grandma would come to visit me, I would make it a point to tell her, you know that you've passed, right? And it was kind of an ongoing joke in our conversations in my dreams. But there were times where I've had dreams and my grandma's been in them, and I know that it's just my subconscious remembering her in my life and having her there in that dream. And I've known while being in the dream that it's not really my grandma's soul, if that makes sense. So I've been able to distinguish, like, when my grandma's coming to me in my dream, I know it's truly her soul. I recognize it instantly, but I've also had experiences where I've had a dream and my grandma's been there, but I know that she's just like filling a place, if that makes sense. I hope that I'm making sense here. This is all related to my big, crazy experience. Okay, so this one night recently, I was having a dream, and my dreams are like going through a regular day. Like sometimes I'll have dreams where like I wake up, I go to the grocery store, I come home, like it's like a whole day. So this dream started out as like a whole day. And ironically, I was back at my condo. I wasn't even living here at the time. So in the dream, I'm like doing all the things, and then all of a sudden I'm back at my condo and Grams is at the door and we're about to film a video together, which we used to do all the time. So in the dream, I all of a sudden become very aware that this is just a dream. Like this is just like someone like doing the motions, not someone, but like my brain creating the imagery of my grandma and what it was like to film with her. So I suddenly become like extremely aware of the fact that that's not really my grandma's soul, that that's just like a place filler. So all of a sudden I'm like, well, now I miss her. I wonder if I can bring her into this dream. So I'm there in the dream and I look at this woman that looks like my grandma and I say like, you're not my grandma. I want to talk to my grandma. And I start calling out in the dream. I'm like, grandma, if you can hear me, I want you to come to this dream. I need to talk to you. And it doesn't work right away. And I'm sitting there in my office. Like this sounds so crazy, I know, but like to me, this is a crazy experience. You guys might think it's not, but I find this fascinating. So I'm sitting there and I'm like, grandma, like I really want to talk to you. Like if you want to talk to me, come. And then all of a sudden, the like grandma that was like place filling isn't there anymore. And in walks my grandma's soul. And like I instantly knew it was my grandma's soul. And I hug her and she starts laughing and she's like, well, that's a new one. And we sit down together, you guys, and have so many conversations about like life after death and like what it's like there for her. She even said, I can't believe that I've been gone for 10 months. And I was like, I know, I can't believe it either. And she was saying how much she wishes she did so much more with her life. And one thing that she said to me that I want to share with you guys, because I think it's something that we all need to hear when we're dealing with grief, is she told me that she spent so many years, like the last decade of her life, mourning the loss of my grandpa and not fully living life because she felt like she was trapped and wanting to go back to a time where he was still here. And she put her hands on my shoulder and she told me, I don't want the same for you. I don't want you to grieve me as hard as you've been grieving me. I want to watch you live your life. I want to watch you happy and thriving and, you know, enjoying life. And she just told me the craziest things. My grandma has been healing people from the other side. It's something that she's really been enjoying doing. And she often actually goes to help Lana during some readings, especially when there's been infant loss. With the family that Lana's reading, my grandma will come and she'll be holding the baby, which gives me chills. It's so cool. So Lana had told me that and I asked her about it. And she even told me that while I miss her, she's able to help me so much more on the other side than she ever could physically here. And it was just so cool to hear that it truly is a space on the other side of just like unconditional love, and that we truly are humans having an earthly experience, you guys. Like this shell, our bodies, our mistakes, our flaws, like it doesn't matter. Like we're here to be flawed. We're here to be messy. We're here to make mistakes and learn from them so that our soul can grow. And it's just so fascinating to me that I was literally able to summon my grandmother into my dream and have a whole conversation with her to the point where she says, I have to go now. I hugged her, I kissed her, I felt her hug. It was so real. And then I woke up and then I realized that it was exactly 10 months ago that my grandmother had passed away. And while I know my subconscious could remember that, I found it fascinating that like I wasn't thinking of that. And she came out and said like, I can't believe I've been gone 10 months. I don't know, you guys. It was just super cool, and I wanted to share this with you guys to tell you that if you want to talk to your angels or your spirit guides or get signs and messages or talk to a deceased loved one, your dreams is such a beautiful space to do that, because the human ego is pushed down when you're dreaming. During the day, we really walk around with our spiritual ego. We walk around with the idea of, oh, you know, yeah, I saw a butterfly after I asked for a sign, but butterflies exist with us. Or, yeah, I saw this or this angel number, but hey, I always look at the clock and it's not always angel numbers, it's purely a coincidence. But when we're dreaming, we allow our higher selves to come through. We allow our walls to be pushed down, and we're more accessible. And for those of you who are gonna say, well, I'm scared that I might bring forth something negative, before you go to sleep, protect yourself in a white light, protect your room in a white light, picture all four corners of your room in this beautiful, brilliant white light, and express that you are protected and that you are not allowing anything that is not of a vibration of love and light into your space or into your dreams. set the intentions of who you want to talk to, of what you want to see, of signs. And one thing that I think I'm going to start doing is, I used to do this when I was a kid, but I think I'm going to start journaling my dreams. There is so much that we can learn about our higher selves and about the other side through dreaming. And I think it's just a really fun way to connect. Because even with me, I've really struggled with my grandma's death. More than I even thought that I would, because I've always preached, like, they're not gone forever, they're with you, they're guiding you. And while that's true, and I know she's with me, I'm sure she's here right now, I don't have that physical person. I don't have that person to call on the phone, right? And I get it. And if you're struggling with grief, my heart is going out to you. I'm sending you so much love and light. We may be looking at each other through a screen, but energy can travel via many means. And I'm sending you all of my love and healing. And I encourage you, if you're comfortable, protect yourself in a white light and ask your spirit guides or your angels to give you the signs that you need, or ask your deceased loved one to come and visit you. And it might take time, but trust me, when it happens, it is the coolest thing ever. And if you are someone who can control your dreams, I seriously encourage you to call forward whomever you want to speak with, because that was probably one of the craziest things that's happened to me in a while in terms of like dreaming and the spiritual dimensions. I literally like called my grandma. Like, what do you think she was doing? I didn't even bother asking, like, what do you guys think she was doing when she hears like, Grandma, hello, come to the dream? I don't know. I just think it's beautiful and it's fascinating. And I had to share this experience with you guys because while my channel can be a spooky place at times, I miss sharing the beautiful side of the spirit realms, the beautiful side of life after death. There's so much beauty. Like I always have said, yeah, there is darkness in the world. There are evil people. There are evil entities. There is darkness. It exists. But there is so much light. And the darkness will never overcome the light. I promise you of that. One more thing that I want to say, because I just feel called to say it, and whenever I have this feeling to say things, I feel it's really important to, is that I feel as though there's somebody watching this video right now who needs to hear that it's going to be okay. And I want to be that sign for you, that it's going to be okay. Life is so freaking hard. Trust me, I know this has been one of the hardest year to 2 years of my entire life. And for a moment, I felt that I had lost a piece of myself. I was never going to get back. And that's not even in terms of grams, just a piece of my soul I was missing. But it gets better. There is light at the end of every single dark tunnel. And I promise you, you are going to be okay, and it is going to get better. Well, you guys, that is my experience that I had. Sorry if I overhyped it up, because now that I've told it, I'm like, well, they might not think that that's that crazy. But when I woke up and I realized that I had brought my grandma into my dream, it was the coolest thing ever. And the next day I was like getting in my head a bit. I'm like, was that really her, or am I just a crazy dreamer? But I had so many spirit signs all day the next day that I was like, thank you, Grams. Like, I know that it was you. So I wanted to share it with you guys. I really hope that you guys enjoyed it. If you guys are new to my channel or you are just not yet subscribed, but you do enjoy my content, I would seriously love it more than you would ever know if you would go ahead and click that subscribe button. And please give this video a big thumbs up if you did enjoy it. Remember, my loves, do all things with kindness. You are guided, you are protected, and everything will work itself out. I love you guys so very much. Until next time. I love you.